Presented by Calvo's Insurance, a legacy of trust, serving Micronesia since 1938. Matson and the Adahi Tano Program. Cars Plus, home of Guam's first and only lifetime limited powertrain warranty. McDonald's of Guam, I'm loving it. And King's Restaurants, always open, always local, and serving up favorites for over 40 years.
Ahead on Primetime, Republicans in Congress introduced the HEALS Act, which aims to provide federal relief for those unemployed as a result of the global pandemic. Plus, what the Guam Chamber of Commerce is doing to help diversify the island economy. And it's Guam's first paramedic training program made possible by Guam Community College, the Guam Fire Department, and Guam Department of Labor.
Hafa Day and good evening, I'm Adriana Cotero. The Joint Information Center reports that 3 new coronavirus cases were confirmed on Tuesday. Out of 301 samples tested, 2 were positive from public health and 1 was positive at the Guam Memorial Hospital. The number of active cases on Guam is now 53, with 291 people having been released from isolation, with 5 hospitalized. Of the 5, 2 are in GMH ICU and are currently stable. There have been 349 cases in all, and 5 people have passed away. In the face of a looming economic downturn, the Chamber of Commerce is working on a white paper to identify industries to diversify the economy and help prop it up while the tourism industry fully recovers. During an interview today for KUAM's In Full Zoom segment, Chamber Economic Diversification Committee Chairman Frank Campillo provides an example.
Some of the things that we were trying to accomplish through this paper is to get the government of Guam to put clear and more and possibly the regulations, slim down the regulations so we can attract economies from outside of Guam. We talk about bringing some companies from Hong Kong, and it's not only bringing companies, it's possibly bringing that data warehousing of the data that they currently have as a secondary source for them to have data here on Guam.
Campillo was joined on the segment by Chamber Chairperson Christine Belletto and Board Member Ernie Galito. They also spoke about needing the support of the local government to create incentives for the various industries they believe can be attracted here. You can watch the full interview on next week's In Full Zoom segment. Extended jobless benefits are about to run out for millions of Americans, and negotiations for another round of federal relief are now underway on Capitol Hill. Skylar Henny reports from Washington.
Lawmakers are hoping that a bipartisan deal can be reached quickly on another coronavirus relief bill.
I think this is a starting place.
With the pandemic showing no sign of ending, Republicans and Democrats agree that both businesses and workers will need more financial assistance. The question is, how much?
This is not a bailout. This is about keeping people attached to their employment.
Senate Republicans unveiled a series of proposals on Monday with a total cost of around $1 trillion. The HEALS Act would reduce emergency federal unemployment benefits from $600 a week to $200.
We want to continue to help the unemployed, but we want to encourage work. And we've learned a very tough lesson that when you pay people not to work, what do you expect?
Back in May, the Democrat-led House passed a $3 trillion relief bill.
We clearly do not have shared values. Having said that, we just want to see if we can find some common ground.
It's frustrating because they've dithered for 3 months and they're still trying to get their act together.
The GOP's proposal would also shield businesses from lawsuits stemming from the coronavirus. Both parties' bills call for sending another round of $1,200 checks to most taxpayers. Skylar Henry, CBS News, Washington.
Congress previously allocated $3 trillion in coronavirus spending. Many of the programs it funded have already run out of money. Guam Labor Director David De La Sola hasn't seen the Senate bill but says he spoke with USDOL last week, who gave an indication new legislation was coming. He says how fast any additional unemployment assistance can be paid out locally will depend on the final version that's signed into law.
It's just a FPUC change, then most likely, there could be a new agreement that will have to be drafted up, sent to us, to the governor, and then, of course, have her signed off and all that stuff, and then it needs to be sent back to USDOL. As far as my end, it's just changing the dollar amount in software, and that will be done seamlessly and automatically.
De La Sola says unemployment claimants will not likely have to submit any additional information for new payments. They just have to continue filing their weekly employment status updates. Meanwhile, Rev and Tax Director Daphne Shimizu says they are monitoring what happens in Congress and will respond accordingly if a new round of stimulus payments is signed into law. Another 1,841 EIP payments totaling to about $2.74 million were processed by the Department of Revenue and Taxation. The batch was transmitted last Friday to the Treasurer of Guam for mailing. In line with the CARES Act, DRT will continue to process EIP program payments through December 31st, 2020. Consistent with the IRS, Guam DRT urges all eligible non-filers to file their forms as quickly as possible so that they will be able to receive their EIP program payment. 37-year-old Dominic Anthony Salas appeared for his magistrate's hearing this afternoon and told the court, quote, "Your Honor, I was working for the Guam Fire Department, but I will probably have to resign," unquote. KUAM broke the news last night when Salas was taken in by the Guam Police Department while he was off duty. Salas faces illegal possession of a Schedule II controlled substance as a 3-degree felony. According to the magistrate's complaint, yesterday at 2:30 p.m., officers conducted a traffic stop on Salas's car for expired license plate tags. Further documents state Salas stepped outside the vehicle and police noticed he was repeatedly opening and closing his mouth and licking his lips. Officers asked him to empty his pockets, in which he removed a tube and also handed over a glass pipe containing meth. He also admitted to having more meth in a Ziploc bag inside his wallet. Magistrates Judge Jonathan Kwan allowed Salas's release from custody on a $3,000 personal recognizance bond with conditions to call in weekly to probation and submit to random drug testing. Earlier this morning, KUAM spoke with GFD Chief Stone on the incident. The department head provided this brief comment to media.
Dominic Salas case is I still haven't gotten all the details of it, so it's still very much under review. I have engaged with my staff inspectors to do the inquiries, and we're just waiting on additional information from the Guam Police Department.
Chief Stone confirms Salas's current duty assignment is under the Inarahan Fire Station, and he has been with the department for over 15 years. Salas's next court appearance was set for August 17th at 4 p.m. In Superior Court, a criminal complaint comes down on Customs Director Ignacio or Ike Pareto. The Office of the Attorney General accuses Pareto for assault and harassment as misdemeanor charges. According to court documents, on July 9th, officers responded to an assault complaint at the Guam International Airport. Police interviewed the victim, a customs and quarantine personnel, who stated Pareto struck her shoulder with an open palm. Further court documents state that earlier in that night, Pareto was allegedly looking for the victim because he was mad about tables being moved at the customs inspection area. Officers interviewed Pareto and asked if he would be more prudent to let the victim walk away and discipline her for insubordination. And according to the complaint, he responded with, quote, "Maybe I should have done that," unquote. As we reported, Pareto has since been placed on administrative leave following the incident. Skeletal remains have been found at a construction site at a northern sewage treatment plant. The law requires that any digging at potential burial grounds must be halted while archaeologists investigate the cultural significance. But at a CCU meeting today, GWA General Manager Miguel Bordallo said there was a delay in the State Historic Preservation Office's response that's slowing down the project and raising costs. Commissioner Judy Guthertz was not pleased.
So the delay really came through because the SHPO didn't follow the proper procedure?
In part, and also in part because from the time the contract was awarded, all construction permits were at a standstill because of the shutdown of Guam's DPW's permit office.
I'm wondering if there's some liability with the SHPO's office. Why can't we charge them for some of these costs?
We'll certainly look into that.
I'm serious. I'm tired of hearing government agencies get off the hook for not doing their work when our people are doing their work.
The temporary home Guthert's motion to build a SHPO for construction delays was opposed by the other members. Instead, CCU Chairman Joey Duenas directed Bordallo to write a letter seeking an explanation. Meanwhile, SHPO Patrick Lujan is reviewing the matter. He said the territorial archaeologist is still working with his Defense Department counterpart in determining the age of the skeletal remains. And the temporary homeless hotel in Mighty now has 70 people, including 14 children, in residence amid the pandemic. Lieutenant Governor Josh Tenorio told KUAM on the link that they've acquired 10 additional rental units and apartments at the central part of the island for families in need this week.
We're not in a posture to change policy or to end them or to push anybody back out onto the street. The way I see it is that we're working with Catholic Social Services to identify and screen people coming in. The only reason why they may leave is voluntarily, or if there was an infraction that endangered the safety of other people that are in the shelter.
Tenorio added that it is a priority to get more individuals sheltered beyond the pandemic. He added that the facility in Mighty as an entry point to continued support. And stick around for more news here on Primetime. You're watching KUAM.
Get up-to-the-minute news, plus access to alerts, streaming radio, promotions, and more on your mobile device by downloading the KUAM News mobile app, available at the App Store now.
We are open to serve you at Cars Plus Guam. Need a quick service for your vehicle? Visit our express lane at Cars Plus. Done fast, done right. No appointment needed. Our service team is dedicated to helping you get your vehicle in and out of the shop and back on the road quickly and securely. Simply drop off your vehicle at our express lane driveway, and one of our service advisors will take care of it. Need a ride? Not to worry. We have a shuttle vehicle ready to drop you back home and pick you up when your vehicle is ready. Open Monday to Saturday from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Visit us today. We are open to serve you.
While we've all been through a lot over the years, typhoons, earthquakes, and now COVID-19, we've been able to get through these together.
For more than 80 years, Travelers Insurance has been protecting your homes, your businesses,
and the health of your family.
We are here today and we'll be here tomorrow.
There are better days ahead. Tomorrow's a new day filled with hope and choices.
The possibilities of what we can achieve together are limitless.
Let's continue to work together to ensure a brighter tomorrow for all of us.
What I'm offering the people of Guam in this election is the kind of service that is predicated upon integrity and honesty and trust. Not Robert Underwood, just candidate for Congress. This is Robert Underwood with a whole bunch of people running for Congress. And that's all of you, ladies and gentlemen. All of you are running for Congress. This is not a one-man show. This is a movement. This is a movement for dignity. This is a movement for trustworthiness. This is a movement for integrity. I'm standing up for you all the time. I will fight with everything I got.
I'm Robert Underwood, and I approve this message.
KUAM News, winner of the 2020 Regional Edward R. Murrow Award for Excellence in Social Media.
Welcome back. After months of being on the front lines responding to COVID-19, the Guam Fire Department remains dedicated to serve the community in the best way they can, as they are hitting the books to level up. KUAM visits Guam Fire Department headquarters in Agana this morning to learn about the island's first ever paramedic training program.
It's been years in the making.
To be able to finally see it come to fruition is very exciting for the Guam Fire Department.
Guam Fire Department Chief Dan Stone says having the paramedic training program come together is a huge win for the department and for Guam.
Our advanced life support guys now that are currently in the positions doing that advanced care, they've been doing a phenomenal job over the years. But as Chief indicated as well, the education piece wasn't there, the sustainment of education wasn't there. Being able to have this collaboration with the DOL, with GCC and the Guam Fire Department just sets that pathway for continued education, continued service, continued certifications for years to come.
It's 44 weeks of intense academics in which the current 36 GFD personnel enrolled are carving out any possible downtime while on and off duty to get behind a computer and perform the coursework.
I have to thank every one of those students that are in there who stepped up and said, you know, hey, Chief, this is something I think I want to do, because this is a very rigorous program. This is no joke.
It's a collaborative effort between GFD, Guam Department of Labor, and Guam Community College
to develop Guam's Department of Labor apprenticeship paramedic program. According to GDOL, the program is funded from a U.S. DOL Office of Apprenticeship grant. GDOL Deputy Director Gerard Tovis says the agency wanted to use the federal money to benefit public services.
This is more than exciting. This whole territory is just going to benefit from all these graduates in a year and a half or two, so it's going to be wonderful.
These first set of students are expected to complete the program by May 30th, 2021, and will become certified nationally registered paramedics. Assistant Chief of EMS Operations Darren Burr explains the differences this will make, especially in the wake of the global pandemic and any emergencies.
Now they'll be able to stay here and become recertified, and future courses are going to be able to offer paramedic courses to civilians that are looking for jobs. With this training, we'll be able to actually do medication drips. So people who need sustained help by having a certain type of IV drip, we can actually do medication drips on our patients. So that's a skill that we don't currently do that we'll be able to do.
The additional skills essentially allowed for the Guam Fire Department to treat patients on hand by becoming an emergency room at the bedside. And with COVID-19 continuing to infect all, the department as a whole knows how needed this service and care is for our home.
We need every one of our personnel to be working towards that same mission, that same goal, that same vision. And we get that on a daily basis. And so I couldn't be prouder as a fire chief of this organization to be counted amongst all of them and sharing in the pride, the dedication, the commitment to our island people.
2 women entered a guilty plea in federal court for conspiring to use SNAP benefits without authorization. Maritas Barogo and Stephanie Muña were arrested for committing the crime between June 2015 to June 2018. Barogo owns Laguna Best Restaurant in Harmon and used Muña's SNAP assistance to her benefit. Both Barogo and Muña had separate change of plea hearings this morning in Judge Michael Bordalio's courtroom. The two face a maximum prison sentence of 5 years, a fine up to $250,000, and a 3-year supervised release term. Additionally, for the violation, Muña is no longer allowed to avail of the food stamp program. Her next court appearance will be on September 28th at 2:30 p.m. for a status conference. As for Barogo, a status hearing was set for October 28th at 2:30 p.m. A sentencing date has not been announced yet. In regional news, the CNMI is preparing for a new protocol for inbound travelers expected to roll out in the next few weeks. Tomas Manglotna has the latest up north.
As the pandemic stretches resources, the CNMI is preparing to release a new protocol for travelers.
The protocol will identify the high-risk zone and the low-risk zone, and it is expected basically around mid-August. So that's the plan, is to make sure that we get the messaging out so individuals know what to expect when they travel into the CNMI.
The criteria to measure risk include positivity rate and hospitalization rates.
Let's say you're coming in from Florida and you're traveling to Korea, even though Korea may be the low risk area, the fact that you came all the way from Florida, those are the things that we need to make the decision and say, no, that would be considered a high risk.
CNMI Governor Ralph Torres wants a gradual approach to reopening the economy.
We need to find a balance on how can we open that opportunity to bring in the first international flights to come in, at the same time monitoring where we at with our COVID on island, as well as region.
While the face of tourism will change, he's gauging every option amid an economic crisis.
We need people to continue to work, we need revenue, we need our tourists. So we're balancing that out. But at the end of the day, we need to move forward in trying to open that opportunity for our tourists to come in.
For Guam's News Network, I'm Tomas Manglotna.
Guam's Catholic schools have been spending the summer preparing to welcome students for the reopening of schools in a safe and healthy environment amidst the COVID-19 challenges. Specific opening days for the Archdiocese of Agana schools are expected to be announced by tomorrow. Schools are prepared to address the needs of students and deliver effective academic lessons while paying attention to the social and emotional well-being of students. All Catholic schools have been communicating with the families of their students in various ways to support the adjustments to the new school year and the new school protocols. Parents are encouraged to contact individual schools if they have any questions on specific reopening protocols and expectations. And tomorrow morning on the link, we continue with our Decision 2020 interviews with the candidates. Joining Chris and Bree are Democrat incumbents Sabina Perez and Republicans Tony Ada, J.I. Cruz, and Ken Leon Guerrero. The election portion of the show is from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. on the Breeze 93.9 FM. And coming up, in case you missed it this morning, Chris and Bree were on location at the Hotel for the Homeless. Keep it here.
Your community calendar is brought to you by Taco Bell. Whether it's your first meal or your fourth meal, we've got you covered. Taco Bell, live Más.
It makes myself and it makes my team members very proud to work for an organization that has been on island for many years with its focus on reliability, dependability, and commitment to the communities that they operate in.
Matson's a great corporate citizen to the community.
We all benefit from any sort of environmental commitment we make. One of the ways that we do that is with our Adahi Utano program. There's action behind it, and so action breeds commitment.
With the Kaimana Gila coming to Guam, this brings a new age and modernization to the island.
It's exciting for me because it's a brand new ship and we can carry more freight into the islands. It just shows growth for Guam and Micronesia.
Matson would be nothing without its customers, and we hope to continue to serve you for decades to come.
King's welcomes you back with our King's Time value menus, full of great deals for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. We hope to see your family soon at King's.
For the Love of Burgers is back with 6 of our most popular burgers, each for just $9.99 for a limited time at Ruby Tuesday Guam.
Take the party home with our new Get It To Go menu. Combo specials and kids meals, pizza, wings, and more. Now available for carryout at Chuck E. Cheese's Guam.
My child, Ekongo, listen. The winds are singing. The ocean is roaring. And the trees are dancing. Our island is moving once again. In Aphomolik, our unity has carried us through the stillness of today. And now, the spirit of Hafaday is yearning for our friends to come home.
Nana, is it time to bring all our friends back now?
Hungen, yes. It's time for the world to give us a moment together.
Welcome back. Chris and Bree were on location at the Hotel for the Homeless for a tour and spoke with staff and those who are using it for shelter. Here's a clip from that tour.
Hello, hi, what's your name?
James.
James.
My name's James.
How old are you, James?
7.
7 years old, all right.
He's 56.
He's 56.
Oh my goodness, you exposed my age. 56.
Is that Daddy? Is that your dad?
That's my dad.
That's your dad.
That's my mama back there.
Oh, that's your mom. Hi, Mom. All right, so how are you adjusting here?
Man, it's great. It's a blessing, real good blessing. And being out on the streets is it's pretty much hardship going on, and this COVID-19 coronavirus thing is we need to get together and
How long were you homeless?
Oh my goodness, honey, come here. Come. You're in this too. We pretty much been homeless since what?
7 years
7
since I was
years.
pregnant with my son.
Tell us your story.
Where should we start? Tamuning?
Yes. So we were homeless in Tamuning over at the Mayor Rivera's compound area, the pavilions. I was pregnant. We were chased out of where we were staying at the time, and since then we've been trying to find a place of our own. Because I'm not from here, I really don't know where to start, and so we're like we don't know where to go, who to talk to find something for our boys, like at least a piece of land. We're not rich. We don't have any money to buy, but we've been looking for the longest time for someone to help us to gain access or like to get something that we can pass down to our son. And
More land trust might be an answer to that. I'm from here, and technically he grew up on the streets and stuff. Thanks to Guma San Jose in Deredu, we've been housed we've been in and out, and this thing about needing a place we can call home, where we can call our own, where you guys, if I'm working out there and making $13.56 an hour, there's going to be a day that we're going to be out. I was promised, the tomorrow's custom is passing down inheritance, and I was one of them that lucked out. And technically, I've been homeless since I was 18.
And you guys are here, and one of the things that the governor had mentioned, and Lieutenant Governor, this administration, is that we're not just trying to find a shelter. We're trying to provide these wraparound services to help these families. So what kind of discussions have you guys had in terms of getting some assistance?
Basically, it's the needs that pretty much needs.
Really, my husband and I, we try to teach our son, son, we're sorry, we don't have anything for you. And this is, how we're living right now. He knows, for a 7-year-old, he knows where he stands in life, and he understands, and he accepts us. But in a way, too, he encourages us to, push and try to find ways to, where can we go? What can we do? Who can we talk to say, hey, we're here. We're descendants of the Marianas, and this is all we need.
And you can catch the link on location full segment on KUAM social media platforms now.
It's our network that has enabled the digital society that we all work, study, and live in every day. In Guam and the CNMI, the network connects us to vital services like hospitals and emergency care. Through it, we disseminate vital information that keeps you up to date. I'd like you to all know that we're totally committed to the network, and especially in trying times like these, we are all better together.
It's gonna look a little different in here. Your favorite spot might not be exactly where it used to be. being next in line might feel a little less like next in line. And our smiles might come with a little extra shine. But McDonald's is ready to take your order as safely as we can.
As a kid, your dad always taught you new things. As an adult, he probably still does. Pedro just got his very first paycheck from his very first job. The only trouble is, he's not sure exactly how to deposit his check into his account. But Dad, as usual, knows exactly what to do. Using a Bank of Guam tutorial, Dad teaches Pedro how to access his money without ever stepping foot in the bank. There are many ways we can show our love, and teaching is one. Find easy-to-use online banking tutorials at bankofguam.com or on our Instagram and Facebook pages. Bank of Guam, member FDIC.
And before we close out the news tonight, our latest round of birthday shout-outs from the Cold Stone Creamery Birthday Club.
Happy birthday, number 7 to Shanti Paesti. Birthday number 7, lucky number 7 from Mommy. Jania Castor, our baby girl is now a lady. Happy birthday number 18. Enjoy your day, say Mom and Dad. Colton John Farron Pokaigui wishing the biggest happy birthday to my 1-year-old son who's smart, funny, and my chunky baby. Mommy, Daddy, and Sissy love you, baby. That's wonderful. Gray Leonidas celebrates birthday number 4, and your family is sending all of their love. Happy birthday to Daddy, also known as Roy Pablo. Hope you enjoy your day, and thank you for everything. Natalia Nalikat, happy birthday number 2 to my granddaughter. We love you from Grandma Jenny and family. Don't forget Mommy, Natasha, and Daddy. Don't forget Natasha, Daddy, and Mommy. Catherine Cabrera, happy birthday, Auntie Kathy. Love Keani Joy and the Cabrera family. And happy blessed birthday to Mom and Grandma, Vicky Guerrero. We love you, and they actually quote scripture. This is 2 Corinthians 9:15. Thanks be to God for his indescribable gift. That is awesome. That is a winning birthday shout out. They all are. You guys are great. And our birthday celebrants are great. So have a great day.
Remember, you can be part of the Cold Stone Creamery Birthday Club by registering online on KUAM.com. Please make sure to include with your photo your name and birthday. That's going to do it for us here on Prime Time. Thank you for watching. Have a good night and be safe.